Welcome back to MediaMix, your one-stop shop for your media fix. Today, we're reviewing Uncharted!
Whoa.
Roll the intro!
The movie.
The movie, not the game!
Just wait. I told you guys I've been editing the stick fight video, but in reality, I've been making us a new mixtape.
Oh crap. Really?
Mixtape with
A new intro.
You're making us a
mixtape.
fire media mix
Let's
tape?
go.
Media Mix.
The Media
for
Mix
your media
tape?
fix.
Me and
Ooh.
Kanye West made a new thing. It's pretty much just him screaming in the background while I smack pots
yes.
in hands.
Should have him show it off on the
Sounds
Joe
like
Rogan
something,
podcast.
It starts off. It's just Kanye being like, "Yeah,"
And the mechanical bees.
Hi everybody, I'm Jack. To my right is
Nick.
and then behind the camera we have
Vicky.
and then over here on the other side of the
Dude,
table,
I think that was a girl.
We have Nick.
and then who else?
The Big Kahuna, obviously.
also
Nick.
Also
Zach, a.k.a.
Nick, take us away with this awesome movie synopsis that you can break down real quick for us.
So Tom
Hit it.
Holland, playing as Nathan Drake, is a low-class klepto and history enthusiast, and he stumbles upon another kleptomaniac named Sully, and together they join forces on a colossal heist / tomb raiding adventure.
They didn't raid a tomb.
I mean,
It was
That's the
like a
other
cave.
game.
it was like
raiding.
a cave, and there were some like writings and
Should make a
carvings.
Tomb Raider
so
movie.
It was
So,
kind of a tomb
I
of
will-
sorts.
They did make a Tomb Raider movie.
It was awesome.
We should probably start off by saying I haven't played the games, and neither has Jack.
But these two have.
I have.
But those two have. But we understand at least what Uncharted is about, which is
treasure hunts.
treasure.
Yeah, treasure
Maybe.
hunt.
Is that actually what it's about? Just treasure hunts?
Yeah, Nathan
Nathan
Drake is going on a treasure hunt to get the big bucks.
I will say it's very much a movie that, like, if you weren't like us and were pretty much forced to watch this movie
I probably would have saw it.
by
anyways.
being really
Yeah.
Oh, I would
Oh.
have. I would have.
probably
I would have.
I guess not in my case, because I was like, we run a movie podcast, so I kind of have to see this movie. But like, it's still like watching it. You're like, you enjoy it.
It's
Yeah,
a
I
very.
liked
It was very like. It's very action packed. I would say
I enjoyed the movie.
the action was very solid in this movie, especially because Tom Holland's like really good with like free running and doing all his own stunts.
Oh yeah,
His stunts were really good in this movie, I thought.
very Spider-Man like.
The entire
There's a lot
time,
of good
yeah.
like
I
parkour
wonder
sequences.
why that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the entire
I wonder where he
the
gets.
entire time watching it, I'm like, yeah, all that training that he did for Spider-Man really kind of
Wonder
paid
what
off.
Vicky's like, how is he sticking to a car falling through midair? I'm like, bro, he's
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. That's why.
Yeah.
A
Shirt
normal
flies off.
human can't do that.
Something that I will say though, right off the bat, as far as like actors go, casting was okay. I mean, it was all right.
That was that's the whole thing. Like, before going into this movie, that was the problem everyone had.
But yeah, I mean, Well,
I
oh-
still think it's a little.
it's a problem with the
Little sketch.
people who understand what the alternative was. But you have to keep in mind, like, anybody with can't say
Well-
that. Anybody who loves Tom Holland, which is like 90% of people, and I just am like, whatever.
So let me ask you a question. Without Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland, do you think this movie would have been able to stand on its own?
Mark Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo.
I didn't
Not
even know
Mark
Mark Ruffalo was in this movie.
Mark
did I.
Wahlberg.
Dude, the Hulk.
I didn't.
The Hulk?
I was still on a thought
damn it.
tangent. I almost finished. So give me a minute to finish my thought process.
Go ahead and
before I
finish for
forget.
us, Nick.
Damn, imagine
Right on
not
the mic.
finishing.
I'll remember about Mark Ruffalo. Don't worry.
He was. in
But
the
no, I was
movie,
gonna say.
swear.
So when you know what the alternative was, which we'll say in a second, but like besides that, casting was like all right. But like watching the movie,
If you base it off the video game, I mean, go ahead, finish your thought. Just-
right? But while watching the movie, because I didn't see it with them, I saw it by myself. the scene that was just kind of like, because you know how like everyone's like Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure.
That's not what annoyed me. What annoyed me is when I was sitting there and Sam showed up, and like the group of girls behind me were like, it's the guy from Outer Banks.
Don't break the chair.
And I'm like, oh,
Lose their.
you gotta be fucking. God, shut up.
What's
I'm glad we didn't have that in our movie theater.
You really?
No, we didn't.
Well, no, it wasn't like to the extent that I did, but they're like,
I did that.
Vicky, of sorts, made some like noises.
Listen,
towards
I mean, I nudged the guy. I was
Sam.
like, "Yo, they brought JJ from Outer Banks into here for another treasure hunt movie."
Yeah, that's
Listen,
what I said.
you can like Outer Banks. It's not my favorite.
Is this a new show right now?
It's
I feel like I should check the
I
wheels
have
on that
Outer
chair.
Banks?
really.
I don't know what Outer
It's been
Banks
out
is.
for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on
But-
Netflix.
It just was kind of like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. There's some things like that just tick me off because I'm in.
Yeah, we're kind of an.
There you go. Put on.
Oh,
a game.
we're movie critics, and that's our job.
Well, I just don't.
The
I don't.
first requirement is being an.
The actor himself, like I don't care about. It's just Outer Banks. I just don't like as a show.
I mean, if you, I get liking an actor, but if he was only in one, I mean, I don't know.
But I find it funny, sort of, because like I understand they kind of hinted at having a second movie, which
Oh, it'll happen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
think this needs a second movie.
It didn't need to, but I mean, it's also Sony PlayStation and
True.
You know,
But besides that, it's kind of funny to take like the second most anticipated actor. Well, not anticipated, but the second most popular actor in this. I guarantee, which is the guy or JJ from Outer Banks. I guarantee it's kind of funny
he
seeing
didn't
that
have
he
a
was in it
huge
for
role.
like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Or not
He-
15
he-
seconds, but like.
I mean, I don't even think that was him at the end.
No, because they'll use a completely different actor.
No, but it was him in the picture.
was him in the. Was it
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was
in
him
the
with
picture where he had a
beard.
beard?
Yeah.
I love the
They look nothing
I love
alike.
the random pictures of him and the kid or whatever that he like pulled out. And
He's like,
looking at. Like just I imagine like them shooting the movie. They're like,
Yeah,
all right,
they're
now let me take some pictures of you two
Of
just,
you
like,
and the-
in random
Did you just-
settings.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I gotta say though, the action and like, kind of like the flow of the action in this movie was pretty freaking good. Like,
Yeah, it
No,
was
it's good.
video. It was very video game like.
it was great. Like, okay, I just gotta point out. So the opening scene where he's in the out of the plane or whatever, and he's kind of like trying to get back into the plane by attaching himself to the the cargo that's getting like dropped
Right.
off. We watched that whole scene, and then we get to it later in the movie, and I was like, damn, like I'm pretty sure they're not gonna like. I'm curious of what they're gonna do here because we don't really want to watch this entire scene over again. We already watched the beginning. And they made it really cool because they like put little clips of what it was in the beginning, but then they also had like a what the actual story was.
Yeah.
What was actually happening like inside the plane happening.
Dude.
And they did it in a good way, like the box like flying out and like completely like nailing the one guy. I don't know. It was really cool how they did that. It was really
I think it was a very good introduction to the movie, and the fact that they come back to it later in the movie was also really great. Like I was completely taken aback by it. I didn't realize, like when it came up later in the movie, I was like, "Wow, this is where we started in the movie," and
Yeah.
it never crossed my mind
Yeah.
until like halfway through through the sequence,
Starting on a scene that is
and it
packed full of action is very James Bond.
and it's very similar to how some of the other games started. Like in Uncharted 2, you start off with Nathan Drake hanging out of the like caboose of a train, hanging
Yeah.
off a cliff, and he's like on the verge of death because he has a gunshot in his gullet.
very good.
Gut.
I mean,
But-
speaking of James Bond, I think was what I read. Supposedly, Tom Holland like kind of pitched a young James Bond style movie to I think to Sony, and they turned him down. Like they turned it down, the idea, and then they put him in this movie. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
I don't know if that's. I'm sure that's not why they had that kind of action-packed scene in the beginning, which I really like, and but that
I
could
mean,
be.
you want my honest opinion? Like, if you're gonna compare this movie to the last James Bond movie, I would like this movie way more than the last James Bond movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, way more.
Only really
Sorry.
because the villain in the last James Bond movie was kind of lame.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Daniel
The
Craig.
villain in this
but-
movie, I just wanted her to die. so
I hope
badly.
everybody
I
shared this
think-
hatred.
I don't know.
I think the
why.
villains. You see these villains in Uncharted 4.
I don't
think.
Yeah, but how are they alive?
What do you mean?
Because
how are
that
they
lady
alive?
gets crushed by a boat.
I'm just like I'm not
Oh,
saying they align with the
speaking-
games. I'm just saying like these characters are
Yeah,
from the
they're
video
probably
games.
Speaking
bad.
of deaths, that is not a lot of blood for having your jugular freaking sliced.
Yeah.
Because he just gets sliced and he's just like,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, that's like, and when
Like,
he
did
cuts
your
back-
wound cauterize? Did she heat the knife up?
Yeah, but it
Is
also
your wound
something
cauterized?
like
Like,
that, man.
like he wasn't bleeding at all.
it kind of looks like she just dragged a Sharpie across his neck. Like
Yeah,
you
it's
can
like-
see him on the ground, and it's like,
You're dead.
I mean, they wanted what was it rated?
PG-13.
Yeah,
PG-13.
It'd have to be rated something higher.
I mean, I'm sure I've seen gore sometimes in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
But a neck slice.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I guess.
Well,
I don't
mean,
know.
when have you ever seen a neck slice with just blood just shooting out?
That's
and-
true.
I mean, you don't
13
see
movie.
their
It got the
throat
point across,
coming
I didn't
through the
really care.
hole.
Yeah,
Or-
that's true.
I don't know.
Who needs to see a ton of blood?
We're kind of nitpicking here.
That's true. Sorry, but
I mean, yeah, that's what we do, I guess.
it's kind of hard to find like plot holes in it that like.
There was no plot holes. I didn't find
yeah.
anything wrong with it. Like it was.
I think it's because I wasn't looking for him as much.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
like
I
usually.
I don't go in a movie looking for
No,
plot
me either.
holes.
But if they're really,
That's so
if they're really
unfun.
obvious, then I see them obviously. But
Well, that's what I mean. Like I didn't see anything that was like.
yeah,
that's
hey, that,
kind of weird.
that doesn't make sense or anything
Oh,
like
well,
that. Like,
yeah,
it all
I
made
mean, like,
sense.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I think the one thing that didn't make sense was how they, how Sully decided to drop this priceless piece of like jewelry cross down a sewage drain, and not expect it to shatter into pieces.
It's gold.
That's true though.
No, but all the jewels on it, like something could break off or it
It's-
could bend
it's
or
like a-
fuck up the
Isn't
key.
it solid gold?
yes,
Yeah,
but the
gold
thing is, it's like
it's bendable.
it's
More bendable than other
it's
metals.
it's malleable. It's
It's more
malleable, right? But the thing is like, even if the metal survives it, they had to have like put those jewels in somehow. And the thing is like 800 years old or
Yeah.
more.
It's probably brittle.
I
It's-
feel like this is a dumb thing to nitpick.
I
Yeah,
guess
it
it
is,
is a
but
dumb thing to
I don't
nitpick,
know.
but
like
Other than
if
that,
the
nothing
thing
else,
falls
like-
down and breaks into
Everything
a million
else is really
pieces, and it does.
believable.
so wait, what happened? If I'm not, I don't remember. What happened to the keys?
The
Like
keys.
the keys.
They just left them in the hotel.
did they just
room.
It
leave
was
them?
just in-
You don't need them once you know where the ships are.
Yeah, but you could sell them.
Yeah, I was like,
well, he turned him into the compass, and then that's
after that, we don't know.
after
what
that we
happened.
don't know. I think.
Yeah, but you could.
And to turn them into the compass, you had to desecrate them and tear them
That,
apart.
that compass scene didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me either. I don't know if I missed something, but like
I think it
that's-
makes sense because like you tear off one of the ends of the cross, stick
That
it
made
on the
sense.
map,
That made
and
sense.
then you stick another one on the map, and then they both converge at the
Yes,
point. of
but
the
Yeah,
what
but
I-
that can
what I-
converge at like 2
Yeah,
points.
but yeah, that's the thing. It can. It
Yeah,
can
one of
point,
2 points.
It can,
It's a 50-50, but it probably converges where all the lines cross,
But I'm
Jack. It
pretty
makes
sure if
sense.
they
Okay,
turn
I'm just saying- I'm
around-
just
if they
saying,
turn
like-
around, it would be in like the middle of the ocean.
yeah,
So-
but what if it's
Okay.
like too short? Because that's exactly what I thought of. Is when he's doing it, I'm like, how do you not? We'd fuck that up somehow.
Yeah, because we're not Nathan Drake. Like this one goes here, this
know,
one
back
goes
in
on
the-
Guantanamo.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's better than like Rey in the last Star Wars movie where she
Yeah.
takes a knife and then like pulls it out and then somehow
Don't even
aligns it
remind-
with the
don't
star.
even-
Somehow
don't
aligns it with the Death
yes,
Star
yes, I understand that.
from exactly where she was standing.
dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Don't get us started. We can
Beginner's
we can
luck.
yell about that movie later on.
Yeah, we will.
But somehow, Palpatine returned.
but I will say
Somehow, Sully returned.
there's a lot of things in movies that are always kind of like
Actually,
Like,
no.
So I have a question.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt both of you, but you actually bring up a good point with the Star Wars thing because it brings to my attention the fact of how every half of this movie is just Tom Holland, Nathan Drake, and Sully just conveniently finding all the keyholes in a matter of seconds. Like they're at the bottom of the sewer. And then Tom Holland's like, "Look around, Sully, we're drowning." And then he just
Well, it was
he
supposed
takes
to be
he
a bubble.
takes a gander. And he's like, "Oh, I found it." In like 2 seconds, he finds the keyhole
To be
to
honest,
save
though,
them.
that scene was pretty funny. It's like,
Wait, what scene? What do you mean? When
Or
he's
like
drowning?
when he's outside in the park square and he's right next to the fountain. And he's like, "Sully, you need to use your key now to open the latch so we can get out of here, not drown. And he looks around. He's like, I'm sorry. So when they're down, they've gone through the little. Stop. They've gone through the little rabbit hole in the bar, and they're in that room that's going to fill up with water.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they're like, heaven and hell mumbo jumbo person on top needs to use their key now.
Yeah.
Mark
Ruffalo?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark
needs to
Zuckerberg.
use his key now, and he just looks to his left and he's like, found it.
Well, to be fair, the fountain did empty.
There are, speaking of that fountain scene, so there's two parts in the movie, because, like, obviously, you know, Uncharted is, I don't want to say heavily, but it's, you know, it does take inspiration from Indiana Jones. There's two scenes. The scene where Tom Holland goes, why does it always have to be nuns, in reference to why does it always have to be snakes? And the scene where they're drowning is a parallel to Short Round and Indiana Jones in the spike trap in the second Indiana Jones movie, waiting for the lady to pull the thing to save them. And, like, last second saves them.
I didn't really notice.
Really?
I didn't,
Oh, well, I'm an
no,
Indiana Jones
not
nerd,
that.
so-
Yeah, I did notice that part, but I didn't really notice anything special with, like, the puzzles, because there weren't really any puzzles to, like, figure out.
You have
in
to
this
understand
movie. It was kind of
history,
just
I
sticking the
guess.
keys in holes to advance the plot.
I mean, that was a
Plot
puzzle,
was
yeah.
fine. I mean, you got
the
the
plot
book, and
overall
then you
was
got-
fine, but I just thought that one part of the plot where they're in Barcelona sticking these crosses into holes that they just conveniently find every 10 seconds to be kind of repetitive and boring.
Also, I love how they could have like skipped most of it if they just like went down some random sewer
Yeah.
where Mark Zuckerberg was looking down and
I love this bit. We should just keep
I
saying
don't. I really
wrong
don't.
marks.
sorry,
I love
I
it.
don't.
sorry, Mark Wahlberg
It
was
did lead to a.
where Sully was staring down. It was like, hey, what are you guys finding in there? Like, bro, not that they would have known. I'm not saying like that was a stupid plot hole or anything like that, but
But
I'm
there
just
are
saying it was funny.
there are things, and it's a stupid complaint, but like, it's not only this movie, but it's a lot of different movies. You know, scenes where like there'll be, it's mainly like action movies or adventure movies, right? And then you'll have the main actor or something, and he's like in a chase, or he's like running after someone, or like he has to go do something, and he jumps in water.
Yeah.
Now, for most people, that would fucking suck because you'd have your phone on you.
Not Nathan Drake.
So
Oh, actually, he did have his phone on him. Wait.
if he'll have his phone in his pocket, so it makes you question that. So like, does everyone just
Do they
so
have
happen
water
to
boxes?
do they either have like a case or something? I know this is a stupid complaint.
Then I feel like
but-
that
why
point
would-
is
you
like
guys
null and
keep
void
bringing up
then.
Dumb complaint.
But-
Because it stands to reason, because otter boxes are a thing, their phone would be fine.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
they
you,
Right.
can, you can
dove
sit
into
there and
water.
you can nitpick through all like the little tiny. I'm not saying you are.
I'm not
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying like you could.
yeah,
with
like I
every-
don't want the title to be like Nathan Drake has an otter box? Question mark? Question mark? Question
right,
mark?
but what I'm saying for all movies, not just
Exactly,
this
you
one.
could do that with every single movie. Like every single movie has their little like, okay, that wouldn't
I
actually.
mean,
work
I
out
could
in
drop
real
my
life.
iPhone in water,
And
it'd be
also,
fine.
like, knocking out someone with, like, a butt of a gun has always kind of been, like, and you hit them. But, like, most of the time, if I were to take, like, a pistol and just smack you in the side of the head, you'd just be like, ow! The fuck?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it just hurt really bad. The whole,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
and I mean, like if we're nitpicking little stuff out, when he's falling off, or when they're falling from the sky and they hold onto a crate and pull the parachute on it.
yeah,
the-
his arms would just, like,
Oh
and
yeah,
just,
you
like,
you would let go, or you just would not be able to hold on because the jerk of the parachute opening and suddenly catching the air is so.
I thought, well, because the entire time I'm like thinking, like, if I was in that situation, I'd like wrap my arms around the bands and like get on, and then I'd
Yeah,
like be
but
holding
you
on
know.
for dear fucking life.
But that's not like a huge like plot hole or like detrimental
That-
thing to the film.
mean,
I'm just
it's
like,
just like-
whatever. Like maybe
it's
they
a
just got
video
lucky.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got lucky. Whatever.
Something that was, speaking of that scene, there was something like when she opens the door and the door just like, I guess like
What
if there's
door?
enough force, you could
Oh,
take
the
off
car?
a door. Yeah, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it would.
I
just,
feel like that would happen,
Yeah,
though.
because
Like,
the door
if you
goes-
open the
goes
door
up, that's where
and the
it's-
air is
hinges
just
are.
going to blow it
Yeah,
off.
I guess,
and they're going down
yeah.
that fast. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Also, white shirts not the best choice for having your actor jump in water. Because
fucking
Oh,
disagree.
what do you mean?
are you okay? But yes,
Bro,
but you all know
bro.
the scene. I was like, that is
Director making
Alright.
them wear white shirts is
I mean,
just a.
to be fair, like on Nathan Drake's part, that's what he wears. He wears a white shirt.
he wears a white shirt.
I mean, also,
so-
what's her face? British Australian chick.
What is her name?
The evil one, or
Chloe.
the
Not.
other
I'd
No.
say
third-
like
Not the
chaotic
evil
and
one.
neutral.
Yeah,
Chloe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chloe wearing a white shirt.
But
Oh,
screw,
is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
talking
talking
about.
screw Chloe, bro.
you were focused on Tom Holland. You didn't even notice that.
I'm
The
like,
Chloe chick was
damn,
wearing a
Tom,
white shirt.
like you got it going on.
It was kind of cool how they included Nolan
Yeah,
North.
I mean,
I did
you know.
like that.
Dude, I was surprised by how many people like
Didn't know.
didn't recognize
I
him.
mean, they
Like,
probably don't know because they don't play the video game.
Right.
I know, but
Who?
it's such a popular video game.
Oh, you're talking about the cameo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I feel like you could spot that from a mile.
I feel like
I-
you
I-
need that.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
anyone who played the video games probably knows that guy kind of sounds like Nolan North, or not Nolan North, Nathan Drake.
yeah, but you can kind of barely tell in the way that he talks. Like,
I could tell right away.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he was using the voice.
was he?
I'm pretty sure.
I can tell. Like,
Plus, I just know
I know
what he
that's.
looks
I
like.
know what Nolan North looks like. That's why.
Yeah.
I
but-
mean, he even looks a bit like Nathan.
Yeah, a little
Drake.
bit. Oh, so then that brings, because we were gonna say this about the casting part, but we forgot
Yeah.
to. What was the alternative? Because Zach
So-
knows, and he was.
So like, there's this video you could. Well, okay. Before that, I just want to say something real quick. Back
Say it.
back at that when Sully was looking around, right, for the like keyhole to stop the water from drowning Nathan Drake and the other girl. I love the scene where he just like, I'm in a fucking Pizza Hut right now or some shit like that.
Papa John's.
Or was it Papa John's? He's like, I'm in a fucking Papa John's right now. And then he like sees the thing on the.
I mean, speaking of other little tiny plot holes,
I
that
love
didn't make
how,
any sense.
for one,
Shush, I'm talking.
the Papa John's
Shut
is
up.
a sit-in.
Shut up.
It's a sit-in restaurant, and then they have this fucking.
They have
plaque.
those.
Yeah,
No,
that's,
they
that's a
sit
thing.
down.
I've never seen one.
You never sat down in a
You must
pizza
be blind.
restaurant
In a Papa John's?
They have a lot of
No,
Yeah.
I've always assumed all Papa John's were like Little Caesars, where you
No.
can't sit down in one.
You can sit down in Little Caesars too.
You know they
We
have.
don't have any of those in Florida.
There's like a full size Starbucks too. Not in.
Oh
Italy,
yeah, I've
but-
seen those.
No. I mean like
like
full,
the giant
huge.
2-story McDonald's, but
Yeah.
it's Starbucks.
Not
I've seen
not
those. Yeah.
two-story, but
Well, anyways, you know
Yeah.
when he's trying to get to the keyhole on like in the heaven part or whatever, and he straight up shoots two like bullet holes at the glass, and it seems
It's
like
just like-
it's yeah, it seems like it's like bulletproof glass, which makes sense or whatever because you can't. It's hard to get in there.
I am
They
in
just-
cracks.
I guess.
Oh,
but then
and then he
just takes
throws
the
a person
girl-
and he throws her into
He
it.
just straight up throws her into it
because
and
he
breaks.
weakened the glass with the bullets and he threw
guess.
it through.
Yeah, but
I
it's not-
guess.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a fucking movie. Bro.
That's right,
Kill
that's
two
right.
birds with one stone. You need to incapacitate her, and then you need
off
to
of a
break the
big
glass.
Throw her through the
Throw her
glass.
through the glass. Yeah,
Okay,
it makes
smart.
sense.
I take it back. It was
It
smart.
looked cool.
You guys are just so smooth brain.
You know how long I was waiting for that actor to get thrown through some glass? Like,
You know-
the whole movie.
What doesn't make sense to me, right? Because this is like
You are just fucking trying to shit on this movie.
I'm not
You
trying
are
to shit on
trying
this.
to.
I'm not trying to shit on this movie because it's
Why was
things that
Mark Ruffalo wearing Skechers?
Shut up.
Can you do the right name?
it's
It's
parts,
Wahlberg.
It's not
I know. I'm doing it.
It's not like just this movie, but it makes me think of like really dumb situations, and it's not only this, but it's like all like heist or adventure movies, and they'll
But
have
Would you be nitpicking like Indiana Jones as hard as you are this one?
no. But
Well-
but I'm not trying to. I want to stipulate before I really enjoyed this movie. It was good, but something that God fucking chords. You know how like I don't know in any heist movie or any adventure movie they have like the competitor or whatever, like their rival who's like, haha, I'm Alberto Del Franci, and I have found the idol before you because I had help from the natives and the Nazis, and they're like, ah, damn, and they're like, I'll kill you, but not really, and it's like, if you've been threatened by this person more than once that they're going to kill you, like, or in frickin' Mark Wahlberg's, in Sully's case, the lady literally has a gun to his head. If you take the gun, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just bloodthirsty. But if someone were to threaten me on like 2 times within a week that they were going to kill me, I'm pretty sure I would have just shot her at that point. I would have been like, okay, maybe not kill her, but just be like, if I shoot you in the leg, you're gonna not
You'd be out for a little while.
You're gonna be out for a while. You're not gonna be chasing me as well.
This goes on any longer than it has. I'm gonna be a little spooked. So,
But I mean, even so, like that wouldn't have stopped the big bad mafia boss for coming after him, because then he would just not die, and then he would still be like a boss.
Yeah, but she's still a problem. Even if like the mafia boss is, because
yeah,
the
I'm
thing
just
is
saying,
that,
like shooting and incapacitating or killing her like wouldn't have really done
right.
anything, I
But
don't
the
think.
only way that he would have, that the freaking drug
You
lord or
gotta
whatever
remember,
would have.
She's an old apprentice of his.
Yeah, what was her relationship?
Obi-Wan
to him?
still tried to kill Anakin.
he
Yeah.
was like her sugar daddy.
I don't know. Wait, who
No,
are
he
you talking
wasn't.
about?
The girl, like the
girl.
main evil girl. In
Which
the
one?
end.
Oh,
Yeah.
What is her relationship to like the?
I guess they
She
were.
was a
they're-
past apprentice.
No, they weren't.
I don't
past
think so.
apprentices.
I thought
She
they were
was.
related.
She was always a rival, but like, she I guess like
Hired.
killed.
She seemed, because it seemed like they were alluding that Sully and her had worked together before, and maybe on an intimate level were that close.
Oh, and another
But-
thing.
Then she like turned to this guy because he has the money and resources to get her the goals that she wants.
Right, but if you're friends with Sam and then you recruit his brother and then the person who tries to shoot you killed excuse me, your friend
Okay.
Sam, why wouldn't you shoot her? I don't understand that.
Maybe he didn't have a gun.
What would you shoot her?
I don't know.
If
man.
given the opportunity, probably,
I don't
yeah.
know.
If you
Or
were
I would
in
chuck
his
a bag
shoes
full of gold at her head.
When did he have a chance to shoot her?
when he had the gun to her in the Papa John's.
Maybe he's a good person.
Yeah, he doesn't want to.
Well, I mean, he killed her in the end, so.
Remember, Snyder, they boned.
Involuntarily.
So
I mean, I don't know. Anybody who throws or basically just makes you drop from like what over like 150 feet in the air, even into water.
It was a life or death.
For one, I'm pretty sure it would have killed her on impact in the water, because after
How-
like a certain distance, it feels like concrete when you slap against the water.
That was busted by MythBusters. They
How's
said
that
that's
busted?
not true. They said it wasn't true. They tested on MythBusters. Look it up.
Did they actually? Oh, okay, I'll have
Yes.
to watch that. But okay, well, never mind then.
Which
But
doesn't make sense to me because
regardless, she died.
Pretty sure if you're falling fast enough, it does feel like.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure if you belly flop,
Okay, pencil dive. But even
if you
still,
pencil dive, you're probably fine.
even still, she gets
Probably
smacked
hurt
in
a
the
little
head
bit.
by I don't know an easily like close to
50-pound
100
bag.
pounds of gold.
I wouldn't say that much.
No, gold's heavy, and that
That's
was a pretty
heavy.
big backpack.
It was like 50
also, it
pounds.
was a boat.
Yeah.
What do you? Oh, also a boat.
Yeah, she's definitely dead after that.
Yeah,
I think the
there's
boat
no-
might
there's
have
not
hurt her
even
a little bit,
swim-
but
oh, she
definitely the
could've
bag.
swam down.
The
No,
bag
she's dead.
definitely killed her.
Wait, whatever happened to the? Oh, never mind. He got smacked by the. There were some scenes where people would get hit or like stuff like that. I'm like, oh,
Dude,
Yeah.
when
Ow!
they, when they were like kind of having the battle of the flying boats scene, and he does the maneuver where he like flies the helicopter like way above him and like goes down. Why does he just like smack him a little bit with the with the boat on the bottom? Like,
Because they want to keep the boat.
they want to keep the boat.
I mean, yeah, but then like I think they would have kept it. They just kind of would have like, I don't know, effed up the other helicopter.
I mean, if they're not.
I don't know. I think I would have taken that
The
risk.
boat have no floor. No floor for
I don't,
gold
I don't
to
think it's
sit
gonna
on.
clean chop off the entire floor. Like, I think there'd still be a little gold left. Who
Also,
knows?
another thing that I find
Also, they're trying to sell the boat.
something that I do find funny is like when watching it, it's like, oh, it's this cave that they put the 2 boats in, but then it has an opening in the top. How has nobody fallen through that opening in the top?
I'm sure they have.
I was thinking, like, how is it was very easy. Like, he just swam under a crevice, and he's like found these 2 boats that've been hidden forever. Like,
Right.
you think like scuba divers would have found that?
Yeah, oh yeah, and another thing, it's a resort island.
Yeah, which scuba divers
Did they
scuba
not
around
did they
that.
not like search the entire island before making this resort, which like seems like something that they would
I don't
do?
know.
It was very camouflage, Snyder.
I don't really like nitpicking this movie because
That hole was filled with a lot of trees.
But the thing is, I hate to say this, but like the movie itself, if you look at it at a very face value and you just watch it, it's really good. But like we have to nitpick. It's
Why?
our job. It's our job.
No, it's
I
not.
think let's get away from nitpicking.
It brings
How,
new.
what did you guys think of the acting? Because
That
that's
was
something we could actually share opinions on.
I don't
How
think the
was
acting was
acting?
I
bad.
thought it was great.
I think even without playing the games, from tidbits that you can see from gameplay or anything like that, you can understand that they did get the relationship between Sully and Drake.
Yeah, they
very
nailed
good.
it. They nailed the
Yeah.
dialogue in this movie.
And
Yeah, I gotta say, like Mark Wahlberg did a
Very good job of Sully.
Like, I thought I was very skeptical about that.
No, me
casting.
too.
he's just
Well,
he's
here-
very good
listen
at
to
being
this.
moody.
listen to this. So there was other people like considered or wanting to
obviously.
play obviously Sully. And here's a couple of them. We got Jake Gyllenhaal, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth,
What?
Matthew McConaughey, and Woody Harrelson.
Woody Hill.
None
Wait,
of those.
who's Woody Harrelson?
I think he's
He's
He's bald.
he's the guy.
he's in the Now You See Me. Isn't he Carnage?
Oh.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
Carnage.
yeah, no.
That's
Oh, yes.
Hell no.
I don't think Woody
Like
Harrelson would be a good one.
You know what I
nor
really hate?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew
Gyllenhaal.
McConaughey would have been like the most accurate one, and that's still
think?
a stretch off.
I don't think he would.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, like
think Chris
none of
Hemsworth
the
either.
What?
like out of that casting list.
I feel like Chris Pratt would be promising though. I feel like I don't know.
No.
I think so.
Looking-
He's
looking
Mario. He's friggin'
Maybe-
who else is he? Chris
maybe
Pratt's
Mario.
everything,
He's
dude.
Garfield.
He's Garfield.
Maybe looking at the role that Mark Wahlberg played, maybe. But like, if you're taking it from like video games solely, and you're writing the script, and you're like, hey, we need someone to play this live action Sully, it's like whoever made that list just needs to like
They need to be
quit their
fired.
job and find
If-
something.
I will say if Harrison Ford was in his 50s, he would be a good casting for it.
I think Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford would be a good cast
I think
for it
Harrison
now.
Ford.
Harrison Ford's
Can-
70.
Yeah, Sully's old in the game.
Yeah,
he
Sully
is.
is old.
He's an old guy.
Sully?
He's got bald,
old.
swept back, white hair.
Yeah, but he's not as old as Harrison Ford.
You could work around at the aging.
I think Harrison
guess-
Ford 10 years ago would be a perfect Sully.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. There's plenty of old.
What else? Saying that 'cause
There's
of
plenty
Indiana
of old
Jones.
fucks out there. They
No,
could have
I'm
used
not.
a lot of different old people for.
I mean,
Mark-
I would cast him over all those guys on that list easily.
they could
But
have
like
used so many different old guys instead of Markiplier.
the guy in the fan film who played Sully was pretty good too.
Who was it?
I don't know. You'd have to look up the name. I'm not
I
sure.
had him myself.
But it's Nathan Drake.
Nathan Fillion.
But as it
He
stands,
looks exactly like him.
I still think Mark Wahlberg did a really good job.
Oh no,
He did
And
a,
I
he
think
did a
Tom
really good
Holland-
job.
Nathan Fillion.
we're not saying
That's who played Nathan Drake in the.
we're not
Oh,
saying
that's not what
talking
you're
about
talking about.
Sully.
Oh, you're talking about Sully. Oh, I don't know.
we're not saying that any of the casting was bad, but
No,
like
I mean,
It was skeptical.
it was a little
And
skeptical at first. But
rightfully
it was like,
so.
wow,
I mean,
Sully's
look at
really young.
Look at these two
Drake is
guys
really
that
young.
they got. I mean, like Tom Holland is kind of, he's a short, kind of very young looking lad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Nathan Drake is complete opposite from that.
Yeah, I
But
think Nathan Drake's more of like a taller. I don't know.
He's
like
a taller, more
more muscular kind of guy. Like, I mean, don't
Tom
take it from
Holland
me.
is
Like,
pretty
I'm short.
muscular.
I'm short as well, so I can't I can talk about like
Yeah,
short
but-
stuff. But like,
But it's like if you look at Nathan Fillion, right? Like just
I
taking
still think
him
Tom
for
Holland did great,
example,
though.
he did do
Yeah.
great, and
I think
I'm
he was
not.
a great fit though.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're like the person who's like writing this script, right, and then you have to have, you have to go out and find good actors for this.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the studio just said, let's throw away anything we know about, Nathan Drake. Let's just get Tom Holland to do it because people like Tom Holland.
Well, here's the thing.
Tom Holland will bring in the big bucks because people want to see the movie just
Okay,
because
no,
Tom
no, no.
Holland is in it.
I mean, yeah.
Like
Because
I sound like that one guy on freaking Fox News.
listen, because
I mean,
Tom
there's-
Holland,
yeah.
he's popular right now, and that's a good way to market your movie is having a popular celebrity. But here's the thing. You need someone who can do these stunts because it's going to look awful if it's just all CG. And Tom Holland could do all these crazy stunts. Because
didn't
he's
do-
done,
I'm sure he
he's
didn't
done
do all the
gymnastics
stunts.
and he's done like parkour and all this other
he
shit.
did some of them.
Yeah, I know he did some of them.
But you have to keep
He
in
did
mind.
like he fucking
He
was
prob-
doing all the parkour around Barcelona. He was hanging from the chandelier, and
He-
fell and
he probably
mats.
did No, he probably did 50% of his stunts.
Yeah,
I guarantee he
which
did
is still
50%
a
of
lot.
his
That's
stunts.
still a lot. He wasn't doing the hanging out of the cargo plane, but he was still doing a
But,
pretty
like-
considerable amount of stunts in this movie.
What's your point, though?
I'm saying basically you want an actor to portray the character to
Yeah.
like as accurately as possible, but
Right.
you got to work with what you've got, and
Right.
having an actor who can do his own stunts is way more preferable than to an actor who looks exactly like the character. you're
I
trying to
understand
portray,
that.
I
and
think.
I agree
Right,
with.
but I'm not talking about any old like voice actor, right?
No,
It's like-
no.
I'm
But
talking
just,
about
like-
an actual actor.
I
like
agree.
an actual person who
He would do
conveys
that, too.
how Nathan Drake would look.
I
I don't think so.
I agree with that, but the only thing that I will say is the entire time watching the movie, maybe not the entire time, but like there's some times where I'm like, they're too short. The entire time I'm like, they're too short. They're too. I understand he's supposed to be what, 26, 27 in the movie. Nathan
That's
Drake.
how old Tom Holland is.
Well, that's how old. Yeah, but that's the thing is like you look at him and you're like, you'd probably be like, I don't know.
You have an
at-
issue with how tall they are,
They're too short
bro.
to be them.
They put Tom Hardy on a soapbox for Batman.
Yeah, and
there
he
was
looked-
no issue with that.
But he looked 6'2" in the movie. Watching this, you know that Tom Holland
I
is
didn't even notice.
5 foot. Okay, maybe
Because
you
you're
didn't.
tall doesn't mean you can pick on people.
The
I'm not
only
picking
the
on
only
him.
time that Tom Holland looked short was when he's next to the Scottish guy, because the Scottish guy
He's
is like
talking about the
huge.
stunt doubles, not
The
Tom
stunt doubles.
Holland.
Oh,
But what I'm
I
saying
didn't even
is,
notice the stunt double.
what I'm saying is that like I feel like in this case for an adaptation of a video game, it's not a complaint that's super viable because it's just kind of like you need to find
now-
find somebody who's popular. But if it was like Uncharted is a true story, Tom Holland wouldn't work.
No.
Because the entire time you'd be like, he looks nothing like.
He's way too young for the video game portrayal.
It's like if you tried doing like a documentary on Trump and you choose like
the youngest
Matt Damon
guy.
to be Trump. You're like, he doesn't look. Why? Why would you choose
So-
that?
Kind of to switch up the gears here.
Well, I would like to say something.
Hey,
Just
fine.
like,
Fine.
It's a hot topic.
well, the thing is
like
like
the store.
you're saying like, I'm not saying Nathan Fillion just because he looks like him, right? Like if you watch this 15-minute fan film that they made, that they put money into, and Nathan Fillion wanted the role of this movie, like he has the vibe.
No, but that's what I mean.
He has
He-
the entire vibe,
but if
and
you,
he's a good actor.
if you pit the two against each other, besides what Tom Holland doesn't have is like the height accuracy. I understand. I'm going to keep bringing this up, but like as far as like negatives, you could say, okay, he's too short. But then the thing with
Right.
Nathan Fillion is he can't do as much of his own stunts. But really,
Yeah.
those two things are extremely minor. But that's what I mean. Like,
I'm sure Nathan Fillion could do
But then
stunts.
if you choose Nathan Fillion as the main actor as Nathan Drake, you have to change Mark Wahlberg. You cannot have Mark Wahlberg as Sully
Yeah.
because
And that
he will have to
causes
be
issues.
the same height as Nathan Fillion because canonically they're the same height, and then you have to have him be
And-
older.
Again,
Nathan
it's
Fillion.
like I don't want like I would have hated Nathan Fillion being in this script of Uncharted because it was an Uncharted
doesn't work.
script written for a younger Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
It wasn't for a grown Nathan Drake like how he would have portrayed him.
Do you?
And like they
I
had a
have
whole
some,
script written out, and then they threw that script away and say, "Hey, Tom Holland's hired. Write a whole new script for him." That's what I don't like.
I feel bad for
I
Nathan
wish
Fillion.
Nathan Fillion got the role that I feel like he was born for.
Yeah. And if it was a completely different movie catered towards Nathan
I think it
Fillion,
still would have been.
it
a
probably
great
would have been
movie.
better.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not
Dude,
saying it wouldn't.
Imagine a live action ODST movie with Nathan Fillion. Oh, that would be so good. Sorry. I know that's really off track, but I was thinking of other things Nathan Fillion is in. That would be
Maybe
So
you'll
what-
see some in the Halo show coming up.
So what did you want to do,
Anyway,
Jack?
go ahead, Jack.
I'm just curious. Like, I don't know if you have any, like, obviously you don't have any experience with this, but I know you learned about it because you took TV for like 4 years in high school. So the scene where they're like, the whole action scene with the cargo plane, and them falling out of the cargo plane and all that. How was that shot? Like, do you have any idea how that was shot? Like, was that just a bunch of green screens and
That's
stuff?
probably all it is.
Or was it an actual like flying thing?
They're
But
probably in a green.
They probably
screen
just made a
room, and then you
fuselage.
have the prop of like the plane part.
giant
Yeah, they
plane
made the
things hanging
fuselage
down.
and
the things that are none of that was real. A lot of it was fake. The car was probably fake because, let's be honest, a 1960 something SLS AMG or SLS is close to $2 million.
I can see it happening.
So you could have a kit car, but
What was the budget of the movie?
$120 million.
you're not gonna use
Yeah, they probably-
you're not gonna use a 2 million. They wouldn't. They would use a kit car, but
But it did look pretty realistic.
no, it looked good.
looked
But that's the
great.
thing. They're gonna use fake
It looked better than the
assets.
cars
They're
in
gonna
Moonfall.
use a lot of blue screen, green screen.
I figured.
That what
I'm not entirely sure. Like,
What
it low-key looked in the very, very beginning scene where like it first shows like his ring like, you know, flying, you know, floating in the air kind of, and you like then it goes and looks at him like and he's literally just straight up free falling through, or not free falling, but he's getting dragged by a freaking plane. But like the wind, like in realistic situations, the wind would be like really just like railing him, you know, like it'd be super windy. His hair would be like, you know. But when you look at him, his hair is
His
like nice and-
gums would be like gummified.
not really that, but like I don't know, his hair was like nice and combed back, and it looked like he was just laying on the ground, but he was in the air. I was like, okay, that definitely looks like he's just laying down on a green mat.
I could see some of that being real. I feel like maybe they had like one box prop to be real, just for that, and like the plane's fake. Oh, now that you mention it, like, you know, he would have just been like immediately out of that plane. That's
Yeah.
a really fast traveling. If it was like an older
That
plane
like
that
how
they
is he
had
jumping
and-
from like box to box? Like that
Well, 'cause
really
the
didn't
thing-
make any sense.
it's-
He has the momentum.
It's
Are you
No,
sure?
that
the
would not
momentum
work
would
out.
not.
Because I feel
How
like as
does-
soon as you let go of the plane, unless the plane,
As soon as you let go
Because
of that
the plane
cargo
is still
box, you're
going. If
flying
you let
back.
go, the plane's gonna keep going, and you're gonna like.
well, think about it. Okay, if the plane is not accelerating, then the only thing you're going to be feeling is the effects of the wind on you. All right, you don't feel when you're in motion. Okay, you don't feel velocity, you only feel acceleration, and then obviously other factors like wind and stuff like that.
I
So
feel like-
he's probably
But if you
feeling the
look through a
wind.
telescope at
and the-
Earth.
shut up.
No, I'm serious. I learned this. I learned this in physics class. Like
But I didn't take physics, so I can't really.
I learned this. Yeah,
This is
when you
dumb.
how is this dumb? I'm just
I
trying.
feel like
to...
we're beating a dead horse because nobody cares about this.
We're
All right,
listen.
I'll stop then.
Jack was bringing up a good
I
point.
mean,
But
I'll stop
you can
then,
go
never
on, but it's like
No, okay,
we're talking
let's-
about the realism of the physics in a movie.
I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool, but whatever.
listen, I was enjoying it because I suck at physics. I didn't take it in high school.
I failed it.
I don't like physics.
Sorry.
Lamest
I like
science
it,
there is.
It's
but-
not even that hard to grasp.
I'm
It's
willing
just-
to admit nobody likes physics,
It's not
I
true.
like physics.
aside from me and Jack.
Physics is kind of cool. You can
So,
learn how
like-
stuff works.
So like, what did you guys think of Mark Wahlberg's, Sully in this movie?
We said it was good.
Yeah,
it was
I
good.
said it was good, but
Oh, I thought it was
I
good.
think we can all agree it was good.
I don't think
For,
it was
for
like,
a young story of Drake and Sully, it was pretty good.
I don't think it was like groundbreaking, but it was good.
I thought it was way better than what I was expecting going into this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't
What
think
else?
there's anything else on this movie that I can like.
Humor.
Oh.
It had some witty torts in there.
There was something. There was a scene. You guys are probably gonna forget it, but since it's more fresh in your mind, do you know the scene where the son and the father are sitting on the park bench?
Yeah,
Why is it so blurry in the background?
I didn't notice that.
Did you not notice
Scene.
that?
The building
What?
was fake.
What scene?
I
the
think-
scene where the
I don't think it
son and
was. I think
father.
they actually shot that.
No, they did. They did not.
No?
There's so
Oh.
much blur behind them because they crop them. I don't know. I know it's a really dumb.
I was too busy
But-
looking
but-
at them.
But nobody
'cause
saw
that's where
that.
the
But I
scene
will
was.
say, besides that, and among other like kind of janky CGI scenes that kind of stand out to me, it was pretty. I mean, there were scenes that were very much
Yeah.
like, dude, if you can like, and there's a few like movies and games that like do it for me that make me instantly be like, I want to go to a beach right now. Mario Sunshine basically any Mario game because like the water is very much like oh boy, and this movie made me feel that because the scene where he jumps in the water
Oh yeah.
and then like swims,
Yeah.
I'm like that looks nice.
Yeah,
You mean,
because
like, the
if you
Caribbeans and
played
stuff
the
like that?
if you
Yeah,
played the
it looks
Uncharted
awesome.
games, they have some gorgeous graphics,
Like-
and
Yeah,
they
I
they
mean-
made homage to that by having some really really gorgeous shots.
I'd love to dive into that clear water and then just come out with wearing a white shirt and having Tom Holland's body on me.
I would love to dive into water,
I mean-
only
want
to
Tom
mistake
Holland's
how
body
deep the
on you?
rocks are and get scraped up and just mangled.
Now hold on.
That water looks so. Oh,
This water looks so refreshing. Ah,
another
my body.
I don't want to say nitpicking.
Well, let's,
I guess it is nitpicking.
We're
but
nitpicking this episode, boys, we're nitpicking.
The part where he's like, where he pulls out the bottle of wine, and they're like, "Oh, don't do it." He's like, "Oh, you know I'm gonna do it." That was funny, but you know, how old is that wine, and how do you not know that you're not gonna get an 800 or 900-year-old disease from drinking that?
He's
wine?
gonna get scurvy.
like.
that's not how that disease.
That's not
No,
how that
he's gonna
disease-
get scurvy.
But that,
scurvy pirates.
how would you not be scared? You'd be like, "Oh, funny," but like, I would instantly be like, "No, you have dysentery now."
I mean, let's be honest. Like, imagine like, I don't know. I don't want to name drop.
What?
I was gonna say one of our friends.
Don't name drop.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
name drop one of our
No.
friends.
Last time I
But,
name
like,
dropped. Last time
I could think of a few people who'd be like, 900-year-old rum. Fucking, you know,
Oh, yeah, I'm
take a
pretty
sip.
sure
Can you
everyone
spell his
knows
name
guys
with
like
5
that.
letters?
Yeah.
You're thinking. Yeah, we're thinking of the same person.
Um,
No, last time I name dropped, I name dropped Dylan, and then he was like, "Don't you ever fucking do that again." And I was like, "Oh,
Bruh.
you just did it.
sorry."
You know how many Dolans there are?
Come after me.
Don't do it.
There's like
Do you know-
5.8 million
Did you know they
Dolans.
approached Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg to write the screenplay for this movie originally?
Oh,
What is Seth Rogen gonna do?
They didn't do it. They didn't do it, but
What has Seth Rogen done before?
many like.
the
There-
interview.
That's a stupid movie.
No, it's not. Okay, it's
It's-
hilarious.
It's not an appropriate director
It's
or
actually
any
hilarious.
position
I know.
for
There's
Uncharted movie.
Yeah.
So there's some I shouldn't say actors. There's some directors who direct comedy movies who are really good at directing like, not action. Well, I guess action. but,
Well,
like,
you'll have to give me some
directing
examples.
directing different
Is Seth Rogen one of them?
genres. No, but you know who is Jordan Peele?
Jordan
Like Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Like for like the amount of like funny ass skits that they do, the moment that they come out with a new movie because they came out with a new one. I don't know if you've seen it.
What is it?
What is it called?
It's called Nope.
Yeah, it's
Dude, it has Steven oh my god.
Steven
it has
Seagal.
It has oh my god, I forgot his name.
Steven
Glenn.
Spielberg. Oh, Glenn.
Steven
Oh my god, I don't know. I
Mark
forgot his name.
Grayson.
Yes. But they have him in it. But like they're as a quick like tidbit, like they're really good at doing that. But if you had Seth Rogen direct this,
Didn't they?
all you'd have is a piece of fruit coming out and then being like fruit orgy, and then I'd have to deal with watching that.
Or you'll
crap
you'll
again.
just have a random scene where it's like, it's me, James Franco, because I'm friends with Seth Rogen. Ah.
I'm glad this movie
They're
came
not friends
out
anymore.
good, but like,
Wait, they're not?
Who isn't friends anymore?
Seth Rogen and James Franco.
it's
Why?
because James Franco is a
Because
fucking psycho.
It's because James Franco had like allegations against him, like being
Why
a
are
little
we talking about this?
or something.
Take
I'm-
a look at James Franco and tell me he doesn't want to touch you. Like,
What do you mean,
honestly,
bro. What do you got against James?
What do you mean, like
Dude,
that?
look
No,
at
what
his
it-
face.
no, it'd be-
He looks like he
It'd
has the
be
grab
James Franco would I shit, I probably shouldn't say it. James Franco
He would look you in the eye and touch your girlfriend.
oh my god, like Minecraft.
He would look
What?
you in the eye and
You don't
touch your
remember that?
soul.
No.
Oh.
He would touch your soul.
Listen, if James Franco were to be the one to do that, then Dave Franco would be the one to walk up to you and laugh at you that it happened to you.
No, Dave Franco seems nice.
Dave Franco seems
Have you ever had a Wahlburger?
ugh. He looks
A what?
A Wahlburger?
No.
Never had a Wahlburger? Never been to Wahlberg's?
he looks like the word
we don't
flaccid.
have those down here.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
I thought they opened.
We don't have a Wahlburger
No,
here.
we don't.
I thought we did.
If we had a Wahlburger
you
down
been
here,
to a
I'd
Wahlburger?
probably
no,
I
but
probably would
they
have
sell
eaten
them
at
in
it
the store.
right now.
Is Wahlburger good?
I don't know. We don't have one.
Let me guess. Let me guess.
You guys have been out of the state.
Markiplier
I've never
created
seen
it.
one.
What?
What?
I'm leaving. It's too late for this.
He's the
No,
only other
it's
Mark
the-
that I would
I'm
have.
grabbing a
The
water
three,
bottle.
the three brothers, or the three famous brothers
Of Mark.
of the
Of the
Wahlbergs.
Wall. Do you know Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Yeah, that's how he got known.
Yeah, no, I know. But I was
Is
wondering
that
if
your water
not a lot of people
Yeah.
know about Marky Mark
It
and the
is?
Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's sad.
That is very sad that not a lot of
So
people
what kind of
know.
rating do you guys want to do for this movie? You want to do the complicated one, or you want to do like the one?
I think
Or
for since we nitpicked, I don't think we should do the complicated one only because for the next recording session that we're going to do after this, I think then we should use it because that show has a little bit more depth than Tom
Yeah.
Holland being
I mean,
sexy.
I
Sounds
know
good.
exactly what I want to give this if we're just doing like the straight up just score, like out of 10.
What you don't know what you'd give?
I do know what I give.
Oh, you
Like-
do know what you'd
like-
give?
Oh yeah, like right at the
I know
end
what
of the
I'd
movie,
give.
I'm like, this is
I know what I'd
solid.
give.
That.
So let's start off with it. Zach, go ahead.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, what are we
doing it?
getting it?
we're doing this. All right, MediaMix rating time. Song.
Go ahead,
All
Zach.
right, so like, I thought this movie was solid.
Before
Yes, did I?
no, I'll say it. In
Like a
mine.
5
no,
out of
go
10
ahead.
solid?
Sorry. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. Sorry. I was gonna say something, but I realized that I will have a chance to give my rating, so I'll just say it then,
Okay.
and it'll be really quick.
I just
Actually, you don't get a chance, so you better say it now.
We'll give Nick a rating.
we are skipping everyone's ratings today other than mine.
Okay.
So like, good movie. This movie was way better than my expectations for it. I thought my expectations were kind of mid, this is gonna be like a 5 probably. I thought Tom Holland did a great job. It was
Yeah.
an entertaining movie. Mark Wahlberg did way better than I thought he was going to. No offense, I like Mark Wahlberg. I love his whole family.
Don't stab me.
I lo-
Specifically, his
love
whole
the
family.
burgers, man. But I just didn't really see him my whole problem was the casting, right? Like before going into this movie, and then it paid off. I
Yeah,
thought it was a
it
good
surprised
script
you.
for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was action packed throughout the whole time. There was never really a scene where it was like boring. So I give it like an 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
8.5.
I think it deserves it. A solid 8.5. I really wish Nathan Fillion got, I really wish I could see an Uncharted movie with Nathan Fillion doing it. But that just won't happen.
It's not
after
possible.
this now.
Never
'Cause
possible.
Now there's going to be an Uncharted 2 with the same people because it basically already showed a snippet of it. It ended on a cliffhanger,
I know.
which we didn't bring up.
It makes me a little sad. It's Sam. Sam is at the end, and then on the after credits scene they have him with the mustache. Or whatever. I didn't even see the after credits. I saw it on TikTok.
I honestly am so excited because they
Yeah,
could
the
they
credits
could
are fun.
flesh out an entire four movie series on Uncharted with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, and I would actually watch it because it's very rare.
I just hope that it's like if they keep pumping out movies, right? Like how you said.
Yeah,
I have this feeling that they're going to not get like how like Jumanji 2 was like really good. Mm-hmm. I feel like yeah, it was.
Not the second Jumanji off after the reboot. The reboot Jumanji, not the one after the first reboot.
Yeah, Rock 1 and 2. So like I feel like if they keep making these movies, keep pumping them out, I have a feeling that they're going to progressively get like kind of worse.
That's just kind of a trend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
but
from bad
like
to worse.
you can make good sequels.
but can I just say, I'm really enjoying the trend of these video game adaptations actually being good. Like Sonic the movie was good.
That might be
Arcane, which is based off League of Legends, is like
Yeah,
a top tier
but
show.
I hope people don't get the idea that it's just like let's make a video game movie. Like
No,
I know
but I love video
I
game
know The Rock,
adaptations.
like,
It's just a
just came
shame
out.
that most of them suck.
Yeah, but most of them suck because they
so
just
much.
wanted to make money.
So it pleasantly surprises me whenever one does good, like this one.
Here's the thing about
It's already a big title.
that. So I feel like this was the first successful because The last one was Mortal Kombat, and let's be honest,
That one was not good.
That one was
wasn't
not
the
good,
last one. The
but
last one was like, I'd say the last one that we did was Arcane.
Arcane was just basically animated by Blizzard and directed by everything. Yeah, or not Blizzard. Who am I thinking of?
The people who made Into the Spider-Verse.
Sorry,
they were
never mind. I'm wrong about that. But anyway, the people who handle League of Legends, they did all of that shit. So like, it kind of makes sense. But what other? Okay, besides the Mario movie, like
Sonic 2 is coming out.
What?
I mean, I mean like live action, not funny,
Sonic's live
goofy.
action?
I guess.
So anyway, let me just get
It's
back to my
If
point.
you have a
It's my
realistic
review
looking
time.
blue
Guys,
hedgehog,
let's finish ratings.
It's my review
All right,
time.
let's sorry.
So I liked the movie. It was good. It surprised me how good it was. 8 out of 10.
All right.
It was good. I liked it. It's just not like a top tier.
No,
but
I'm not shitting on your
good.
your
Not
rating.
bad.
It's good. I'd
What's yours,
rewatch it
Jack?
again.
I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was pretty
You know,
good.
I'll give it a 9 just because there's not a
Really?
No, I really don't think there was anything wrong about the main thing that actually really did it for me the entire time watching the movie. I didn't play Uncharted, but I am a video gamer and I do play the video games. Every scene, every like part that they had in that, I can imagine being a video game, especially the boat part.
Mm-hmm.
And like the hand-to-hand part would be maybe not like some of the there's
Like a
some
quick time event.
some parts here and there were like yeah, but like you know, I can imagine like at least or like a Naughty Dog, because Naughty Dog does very much like meshing like cutscenes and gameplay and like doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You can imagine that, which I thought was done very well.
yeah, I'm glad they
Yeah.
did that. It's like to add on to that, to like go back to like the fan made one. Something I was looking forward to in this movie that I would have hoped that they'd taken out of the fan film was like at certain parts when Nathan Drake would be like coming out of a building or something, then it would go to almost like looking like the game POV of him when you'd like maybe go behind cover and then you'd kind of like the camera shot is like how it would have been in the game.
That's true.
And it's like you have some shots like that, and I feel like that was just like a cool like kind of what's the word, like homage or whatever to the game.
Homage is the right word.
Okay.
Homage.
Homage. That was
Homage.
Sorry, we messed it up, but
Whatever.
we
You guys
understand.
need to work on your English.
My bad, Squire.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway,
But what do you give
yeah.
the movie?
she
Thumbs
gives
up.
it a one.
She gives it a thumbs up.
A single thumb.
Recommendation
A
from Vicky.
thumbs
Go
up.
watch the movie.
9 thumbs
Even though
out
we
of 10.
spoiled the whole movie, go watch it.
8.
8 out of 10?
Yeah,
8,
it was good.
8.5. All right, Jack can do the math.
Divided by 5.
8.75.
So, our final rating is not an 8.75. It's actually an 8.4 out of 10.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
You
No, I
want to
can-
know what the critics gave it, though?
like a
It's actually-
60%.
IMDb, which is the highest rating, gave it a 6.7.
Wow.
Rotten
Now,
Tomatoes.
keep in mind it did just come out today, so they will fluctuate.
That's
They will
true.
fluctuate.
That's true.
That's true.
But
Well,
I-
so far, today is the 18th. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 39%. And
Oh my god.
yeah,
What?
Metacritic is
God.
at a 47%.
Okay, but
Okay,
will-
I get it fluctuates, but 39%.
So
off
far?
the bat.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's-
low even for,
that's-
even
so-
for
gonna be
initial
like,
ratings.
That's like critic score.
Can they not?
What freak
But
is
here's
this?
the thing: what can they not understand that this is like kind of, let's be honest, the first successful video game movie?
According not to them.
Ooh. I
See
wouldn't say
the,
first successful, but it's
Okay, first
one of the
of-
most
of
recent
that was
successful.
The audience score for
87.
Rotten Tomatoes is an 87.
Okay, so yeah,
It's
that
just
works.
it's just Rotten Tomatoes. The reviewers are like actually
being critics.
critics,
Yeah. You have to be a critic in order to have a job as a critic.
No, because they give good movies good reviews. I don't want to say most of the time, but some of the times
mean,
they're
yeah,
actually true,
everyone's
and this
entitled
time
to
they're just
their
wrong.
opinion.
To their opinion, but the
Yeah,
thing
your-
is,
But
their
it-
opinion is
it's-
just completely false here.
The surprising
Yeah,
part
our
is the
review is the gold
majority
standard.
that
100%.
that didn't like it. It's
I
like,
can understand like
because
a
the majority of us liked it a lot, versus the majority of them apparently hated it.
I can understand like
Can I say?
a 60 or maybe a 70% from the critics, but not a 39.
I like the scene where he did the pen flip.
I thought of you when
I was like,
when
wow,
he was
he's doing the
that.
pen flip. The pen flip that I do all the time
Nick does
because
that
of
all
my
the time.
ADD.
I love how that scene happens and Nick like
I was like, Zach, he's doing the pen
It's
flip.
Here's what
just
they-
like,
I was like, oh my god.
Here's the
I'm like, okay.
consensus that Rotten Tomatoes wrote.
I'm like Nathan Drake.
Promisingly
Oh, yeah.
cast, but misleadingly titled. Uncharted mines the best-selling source material to produce a disappointing echo of superior adventure films.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've made it through the storm and into the
Oh, yeah.
sunshine. We're all alive, we're all well, and we're not racist or homophobic.
Nick.
Why would you?
Oh
say
my
that?
fucking god! Switch the camera to me. We're gonna leave now. Because we have been dealing for the past 5 minutes very intelligent people.
I know.
So with that said,
What did I say? I said we weren't those things.
with that said, I bid adieu and
This
good
has
night to
been-
all.
No, you
This has
forgot the
been-
entire outro. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. If you're on Twitter and Instagram, follow us on YouTube. Like, subscribe. Love you.
Please do those things. And from MediaMix and all of us, good night.
Goodbye.
You.